Welcome to the Asian Idols channel. I'm Tom. Today, our video features the following exciting
Zhang Han's
content.
1.65 million shares frozen as new developments emerge, drawing public attention to the reasons behind the case. On January 6, 2026, the freezing of 1.65 million shares under actor Zhang Han's name sparked heated discussions, reflecting the deep-seated risks in the commercial operation of celebrities. From contract disputes to multiple legal challenges, it exposed pain points such as lax contract management and a lack of risk isolation. Legal experts pointed out, the near-sole ownership structure allows legal risks to directly penetrate into personal assets. This incident serves as a warning: the celebrity order cannot mask the lack of professionalism, and the rules of the business world are far more complex than those in a film studio. The legal developments surrounding the freezing of 1.65 million shares under actor Zhang Han's name continued to escalate on January 6, 2026. This seemingly ordinary commercial dispute, involving a public figure, has sparked widespread discussion, and the risks of operating a celebrity's business empire behind it deserve deeper reflection. According to information published by the Shanghai Pudong New Area People's Court, Zhang Han's 99% equity stake in Zhejiang Dongyang Yahuacation Film and Television Company, Limited, corresponding to a subscribed capital of 1.65 million yuan, has been frozen for 3 years, effective August 14, 2025. This company, with a registered capital of 1.6667 million yuan, was established in 2016 and its main business covers film and television production and artist management. Zhang Han achieves actual control through his 99% absolute shareholding. It is worth noting that this freeze is a litigation property preservation measure, not a final liability determination. Its legal basis is a contract dispute case filed by the plaintiff, Shanghai Linhuo Construction Engineering Company, Limited, which is scheduled to officially open on January 13, 2026. The core of the dispute focuses on the performance of the service period and service quality. Public information shows that in 2023, Zhang Han's studio commissioned Shanghai Linhuo Company to build scenes for a film and television project, but the two parties had fundamental disagreements regarding the project progress and acceptance standards. In August 2025, the studio issued a statement emphasizing that it had paid the initial fees as agreed, but questioned whether the construction company had met the technical specifications and revealed that it would file a countersuit. Legal experts analyzed that such disputes are common in the transition between artistic creation and engineering construction. Film and television set construction often involves subjective aesthetic judgments, and if the contract does not clearly define quantifiable standards, it is prone to disputes. Besides this case, Zhang Han's business empire faces other legal challenges. In September 2025, a construction contract dispute case filed by Hangzhou Kichuan Engineering Management Service Department against his studio went to trial, with the two cases involving a total amount exceeding 3 million yuan. Earlier, in March 2025, in the bankruptcy liquidation case of the catering brand Xiao Benxiao in which he invested, Zhang Han, as a shareholder, was pursued by creditors for failing to pay his full capital contribution. These cases have created a chain reaction, exacerbating public doubts about his business operation capabilities. After the incident was exposed, social media showed a divergence of opinions. Under the Weibo hashtag Zhang Han equity frozen, fans emphasized that no liability should be determined without a judicial ruling, and cited the 2025 tour data of his starring play A Dream Like a Dream, attempting to shift focus to his acting career. However, much of the discussion centered on business decision-making. Some netizens unearthed a 2024 financial interview where Zhang Han stated that his primary consideration in investment is sentiment, a statement now reinterpreted as a lack of risk control awareness. Analysis from professional fields is more in-depth. Commercial lawyer Li Ming pointed out, two common risks exist for companies under the names of celebrities. First, the commingling of personal and company assets. Second, over-reliance on celebrity halo and neglect of professional management when making cross-industry investments. She specifically mentioned Zhang Han's 99% shareholding structure. This near-sole proprietorship model allows judicial risks to directly penetrate into personal assets. Furthermore, data from Shanghai Entry shows that among the 7 companies associated with Zhang Han, 3 have records of abnormal operations, reflecting systemic management loopholes. This incident exposed 3 major pain points commonly found in artist business dealings. 1. Crude contract management. The film and television industry commonly employs a familiarity-based collaboration model, with contract terms often containing vague expressions such as according to industry standards or mutually agreed upon. Taking this case as an example, the plaintiff's claim of breach of contract due to delays and the defendant's defense that artistic creation requires flexibility in production schedules essentially reflect a lack of contract refinement. 2. Lack of risk isolation. Most artists choose to establish personal studios to avoid labor risks, but neglect asset isolation when holding a high percentage of shares in industrial companies. In Zhang Han's case, the freezing of 1.65 million shares directly affected the financing capabilities of his holding company. 3. Shortcomings in professional teams. Compared to professional investment institutions, artist teams often lack legal and financial support. A partner at a private equity firm revealed, "We've conducted due diligence on several celebrity projects and found loopholes in even the basic performance-based agreements." With the trial date approaching on January 13, the case may develop in the following directions: settlement and withdrawal. If both parties reach a compensation agreement before the trial, the equity may be unfrozen ahead of schedule. However, considering that it has entered the preservation and enforcement stage, the cost of a settlement will inevitably increase. Partial liability determination. The court may determine the proportion of fault based on evidence of performance. This outcome would be relatively manageable in terms of damage to Zhang Han's business reputation. Complete defeat. In the worst-case scenario, in addition to compensation, a chain reaction may be triggered, according to the several provisions of the Supreme People's Court on restricting high consumption by persons subject to enforcement. If the effective judgment is not fulfilled, the company he controls will face a consumption restriction order. It is worth noting that this dispute coincides with a period of strengthened tax compliance in the film and television industry. The guidelines for tax management in the cultural and entertainment sector, updated by the State Taxation Administration in November 2025, explicitly requires that companies associated with artists must standardize their cost listings. This means that regardless of the outcome of this case, the financial operations of Zhang Han's companies will face stricter scrutiny. This dispute over the freezing of 1.65 million shares, on the surface, appears to be an ordinary commercial dispute, but in reality, it reveals the structural challenges of artists' commercial transformation. When the halo of stardom meets a lack of professionalism, and when sentimental investment clashes with the spirit of contract, Zhang Han's case may serve as a cautionary tale in the process of entertainment capitalization. As an anonymous director of the China Association of Performing Arts stated, artists need to realize that the rules of the commercial world are far more complex than those of a film studio.
About this topic, feel free to leave your thoughts and comments below. If this is your first time watching our channel, please hit the subscribe button to support us. Thank you.